GR86 Toyota with a 2JZ Toyota Supra engine underneath the bonnet as Juha powers through the gears, big clutch kick to initiation, dials on the angle. Accident in practice from what I've been told, and shy on outside zone 3 now as he makes his way into outside zone 4. On the throttle he goes. And this is a little tentative from Juha at the moment as he now works his way into the first wall run, puts the back end of that 86 there. On the throttle he goes. You see the way the car reacts, almost wanted to drive straight across the circuit. Rintanen, job done, but not the best run. A lot of these guys, come to life in the twin battles. Off the line now, Juha the Finnish driver in this incredible GR86, a brand new build for him this year. He's just going to throw down now. There will be no people leaving the top 32 competition, so top 32 is almost set. This now, the last few drivers will potentially just upset the order ever so slightly. Juha is in at 18th place with a 78. And Rintanen doing a stellar job at the moment as he goes for the transition back car. You can see the grip they've dialed in. It didn't even want to make its way out to outside zone 5. Through the pole he goes, in and out of outside zone 6. He's just going to finish up this run. He knows this won't be an improvement on the 78 he scored earlier on today. The high-out qualifier leads out Juha Rintanen, the heavy hitter in the fastest GR86 that is on the grid from what we've heard so far. Look at this, so Jakob Kroll fires down Rintanen, gives him the room now. Rintanen, little wobble, a little waver on the steering wheel. Jakob Kroll looks rock steady as he transitions to outside zone 4. Now Rintanen starts to find him as Kroll goes too deep. He makes it work, but almost contact. As Juha has to shut it down to avoid that contact as Kroll came back on the circuit. That one is going to be one for the judges to review. Yeah,
now did Kroll hit Rintanen when they came back on the track? That's what. And Juha Rintanen ready to stop that into gear and head towards the first corner. The Finnish driver looks laser focused there as he comes off the line. Just has to get the job done. He's on his own in the lead position here. Jakob Kroll's got to do something sensational.
Yeah, he certainly has. And Juha knows just put down that 99-point lead run, and this one is yours in the bag. And look at this, Jakob Kroll already struggling with the pace from that GR86 of Juha Rintanen. And now Jakob Kroll says, well, I've got to go down without a fight. And tries to jump on the side of that GR86 as Juha fires it towards the wall. Lovely job into outside zone 6 from Juha and Jakob Kroll hanging on, but too late for the Polish driver.
Start to the competition for him. So Shanahan will lead in Rintanen into that first corner over the hill here in Mondello.
Yeah, look at the speed, look at the pulling gears as Shanahan fires in. Juha a little wobble, a little understeer, but he gets himself back into it. Leaves the room for Shanahan. Oh, and Rintanen now makes the dive. Can he make it stick? He can. Backs off ever so slightly as Shanahan looks for that transition and outside zone 5. Back up onto the wall they go. Rintanen looks for Shanahan, looks to reel him in, and he gets on the door across the line.
Wow, Rintanen came to play today. And Jack Shanahan's going to know all about it. He got a little touch on the door across the Finnish
stadium and lose the championship again. He needs to win, Dave.
Absolutely. Up again, Rintanen, who is on form right now. They come out of the blocks flying as they slam through the gears up to 70, 80, 90 miles an hour. Shanahan dives in behind Rintanen. A big angle from both drivers as Shanahan starts to reel in the Finnish driver as they transition back to Shanahan makes a big dive, but the pace of Rintanen might be perfect on the outside. Thought Rintanen was going to go off the track, but he's made it work. Now Shanahan's got to make a big dive here to get back into this one, and does as they stay in. Rintanen drops the wheel. Shanahan's up on the front wheels, smashing into Rintanen as they go across the line.
Wow.
He has competed in Europe, he's competed in America, he's competed all over the world, and he's got 999 horsepower. They went that far and said, that's enough.
That's enough.
Let's not be ridiculous. 1,000 horsepower. But this is a brand new build, works well, and Juha likes these fast tracks.
He certainly does, and he's a man renowned for having a fast car with plenty of grip, and now Juha Rintanen fires down, brand new build for 2023, right to the edge of the circuit, flicks up some dust, fires an angle, keeps a hold of it, a little wobble, but makes it work now. Rintanen collects that inner zone, looks for the transition back as he comes down the other side of this very shallow hill, looks for the transition, a final outside zone 8, gets in it, holds onto it right to the edge of the circuit, to the wall. Rintanen throws his hand out the window and says, that's how you do it.
It's good. You happy with that?
No.
I think he wants a top 5 here. I think he's going to have to go for it.
He's going to go for it. He's going to throw down. He's a man that likes a lot of speed, a lot of grip. Look at this. Look at the speed and the grip. He's absolutely firing down now. The way that car reacted, you can tell he's dialed it. He's turned up to 11 right now, and he wants to keep it right to the edge of the circuit, and he does. Now, does he keep it together? He does. With just a little handbrake in the outside zone. This is very nice for Rintanen. He wants the top spot. He wants to fight for that top 5, and he's going for it right now. Goes for the transition back on the foot brake in the outside zone. Gets the car towards the wall. Job done for Juha Rintanen.
Do you know what I was just thinking while he was going through that track? The whole north to south of Europe here in one battle, and two very steely competitors. Let's see what happens in this one as Juha Rintanen, who's been looking very strong all weekend, takes on Diogo Correa, who sometimes can wake up in the morning and win a whole event. Here we go as they come through the intersection of that first corner. Looks like Juha Rintanen's got this one dialed. The bodywork flexing with the speed that GR86 is carrying through the course. And look at this, the fin absolutely flying. Diogo Correa with no answer whatsoever for Juha Rintanen's pace right now, having to cut the course in that E92 BMW to stay in the fight. Juha Rintanen looking like he is on rails here, because that's all he can do. It's going to be interesting to see if Juha can manage that aggression.
Yeah, let's see what he can do as he slots that car through the gears. And Diogo Correa starts to pull a little bit of ground already. Correa now, he opens up the throttle, starts to drive away. As Juha Rintanen now looks for the door of that BMW. The transition, Rintanen closer than Correa as they come down into this slower section now through that second inside zone. They look for the transition back, no separation as Juha Rintanen doesn't make any mistakes, keeps it within the track limits. Goes for the transition. I thought he was going to make contact there. Squeezes the throttle. He's out of that last outside zone, but he's wheel to wheel across the line.
Yeah, I thought Juha
Does it make sense? It never does at the Drift Masters European Championship. He slots through the gears, and lead him in will be Juha Rintanen in this incredible GR86. Rintanen fires through and starts to already put some ground between himself and Timu, and now as they fire through, Peltola struggling with that transition, just can't get it right. And now the ground starts to open up massively as Juha Rintanen looks down in front of the grandstand, fires through, looks for the final transition. Timu just can't get back any lost ground as Rintanen looks for the wall, gets the job done across the line. Once again to that grey 8, he knows Jack Shanahan awaits in that grey 8 battle. They're off through the gears, down, they come through that start line. Peltola looks for the initiation, flicks that wagon across the circuit, gets on the throttle. Now he starts to put some ground between himself and Juha Rintanen, but Juha Rintanen stands on the accelerator and draws him in like a fish on a fishing line, drags him in down the outside zone. They look for the inside zone, over the crest of the hill they come, and Peltola transitions and once again begins to drive away, but Juha Rintanen won't let him escape for too long as they get into that final outside zone. Rintanen looks for the door and he gets onto it in the front wheel. Great driver. And now Jack Shanahan sits along the line, aside him in the line and says, you're going home early.
Well, here we go. Shanahan in the chase, Rintanen in the lead. Big early initiation from Shanahan, risky from Shanahan, but he makes it work as Juha Rintanen now puts foot to floor. Loads of pace in that GR86, pulling away from Shanahan massively on the decel here. Then Shanahan's going to make a dive to this corner. Very good line. Juha Rintanen missing that inner zone, going a little bit too wide and barely taking the next zone. And Rintanen is on a flyer, but Shanahan cannot catch him through the last section of this course as they go through. Shanahan with no proximity. Shanahan's got a problem. Shanahan shuts down.
Boost. Here we go, off the line they go. Shanahan to lead out. Juha Rintanen looking to get this one done and dusted. Jack's going to try to drive away. Absolutely fires through. But will Juha Rintanen play it safe? Will he play it clean? As Shanahan drops a wheel off the edge of the circuit, forces that car into a transition. But look at Rintanen, still not giving up as he gets himself into it. Juha Rintanen almost cutting the circuit there as he does now. Cuts the outside zone, trying to seal the deal on the transition. Jack Shanahan into that final outside zone. Juha Rintanen onto the door, across the line.
So, yeah, we're hearing from the start line. I'm collected, do my thing. Let's see how those styles mix up as we go for another spot in the final. Rintanen to lead in Nakamura.
Yeah, look at this already. Nakamura's getting into the groove now. We talk about the groove and he's right in it. He's right in the pocket. He's right on the door as they come round the outside zone, hustling and bustling. Oh, but Nakamura takes a wrong transition. Wheels on the inside now, and that allows Juha Rintanen to drive away. He goes in front of the grandstand on full throttle as he now hammers down towards that final outside zone. Nakamura gets himself back up into the pocket, back into the groove on that qualifying line, but it's too much too late.
We're calling it like he's lost it. You just never know. Here we go. It's the second half of the battle to decide who goes to the final. It will be Nakamura in the lead position and Rintanen in the chase.
There we go. Nakamura fires that car in on the inside line though, and has to get out of it, get back on it again, but that forces Juha Rintanen into a bit of understeer now. The bonnet flapping, the speed. These guys are carrying understeer once again for Nakamura. I wonder if that car's damaged, but Juha Rintanen on the inside of the circuit, going over the curve, missing clipping points. This one is a scrappy second half of the battle. Juha Rintanen fires in, tries to find some sort of proximity at the end of the run, but I have no idea.
One will win and one will lose, and we're about to find out. Here we go.
Oh, look at this from Rintanen already flying through, but McKeever on the back bumper. Big initiation. McKeever goes for it, but he can't match the pace. He's been outpaced by Juha Rintanen, who swings that car from left to right. And McKeever, the man that we said was fastest round this circuit, is now left in a cloud of tyre smoke, but Rintanen shortcuts the outside zone. And now McKeever starts to rein him back in. Can he find anything in that final outside zone? And he can't. As Juha Rintanen leaves the Irishman in a cloud of smoke.
Who would have predicted it, Ian? Really big angle, really fast from the off. Let's see if Rintanen can get the job done. McKeever has something left in the tank. It is the final run of the weekend. McKeever to lead in Rintanen. Here we go.
Yeah, look at this already. Rintanen not letting McKeever get away. McKeever fires that car on big angle, as you say, Dave. He's going to play the game, but it doesn't matter. So Juha Rintanen, a little wobble, but he gets himself back into it again. As Rintanen now works his way down into that transition. Over the hill they go. Look in front of the grandstand. McKeever now starts to drive away from Juha Rintanen, as Juha Rintanen makes a big dive into that final outside zone. He looks for the wheel and he gets there across the line. The winner of round 2 here in 2023, he slots into gear at 999 horsepower, Toyota GR86, and he flicks it across the circuit. He has success and he's running through his veins at the moment, and he has that confidence to win again. Can he do it? Well, he's going to go for it this weekend, but getting top of qualifying is what he'll want. He'll want to double up this weekend as he fires through, looks for outside zone 5, job done, a little shallow as he transitions into 6, dials on the angle, big angle, that's going to mess up the line, but he gets there and across the line he goes.
Yeah, so he would love to jump up into the top 3 steps of qualifying. Let's see what happens. He's going for it here, Ian.
Well, he knows it's out there, Dave. Can he collect it? Can he pick it up? He's right to the edge of the circuit now as Juha Rintanen stands on the accelerator. Flames bang from the back of this GR86. The top 3 in the championship now await to see who is going to top qualifying as Rintanen flicks it through that inner zone, looks for outside zone 4 and absolutely flying. He's on a very fast wide line. I'm going to say he's almost as fast as Vincek through it. He's wider than Vincek. He uses all of the circuit as Juha Rintanen absolutely fires that car to the wall. He's going up against one of the OGs, one of the biggest names in European drifting. They're off the line, they're through the gears, and Juha Rintanen fires it across the circuit. They said he knows he can't let Rintanen get away, and now Rintanen starts to pull some ground, and Sadet starts to cut the circuit as he looks for the back bumper. At GR86 they go to outside zone 4 through the centre of the circuit. Now Juha Rintanen starts to feel a little bit more comfortable as he puts a little bit more ground between them. It's a Sadet once again shortcuts the circuit, misses the outside zone, but it's
so Rintanen's going to have to really be on the throttle here to make sure that car doesn't waver in the chase position. Game of chess starts right now into that first corner as Rintanen fires in behind that E46. E46 going very wide. Itay rubs the wall, smashes the back light on the car as Rintanen backs off a little bit, not sure what the youngster is going to do, and now he starts to make that proximity count. He needs that little bit more proximity to force this for a win. Itay doing a great job in the lead position and absolutely perfect from the lead car. Up over the curbs he goes, but Rintanen has got far more proximity as they finish it out. He knows how fast Juha Rintanen is.
He certainly does. Look, he's got a bigger car, he's got a lot more weight to throw around, and here we go, Rintanen fires that car in, and that's not really done Keski Gorby any favours. Now he's trying to play catch-up, and he does play catch-up. He backs that car to the wall. Juha Rintanen puts it on angle, fires through that inside zone, looks for outside zone 4, and he's there, but Keski Gorby shuts the car down in the middle of the circuit, and I wonder if he's had the same problem he had earlier on today in practice. No, he's getting back into it. That car just not playing ball, and this is going to be the tail of the
the lead position with a car he's not sure is going to even complete this run.
Well, there we go. He's in the lead position now, and he flicks the car across the circuit. Juha Rintanen goes for that little dive, tucks up that GR86 inside, but loses a little bit of ground. He's not too much to lose in this battle. The car does it again to Keski Gorby, and that makes it sketchy now for Juha Rintanen to try and chase, but they do stay in it. They make their way down to outside zone 5, and Juha Rintanen, you can see now driving 50%, just trying to keep himself in the game, but not do too much and risk damaging the car, but does tuck it on the door.
All the marbles, Shanahan versus Rintanen, here we go.
Now look at this, Shanahan fires the car from left to right, but Rintanen dials him in, almost hits him on initiation, has to back out of it. Shanahan gets into the outside zone, clinical, and lead already from Shanahan as he fires through, and now Rintanen dials in the grip, dials on the angle, looks down the circuit as he goes for it. But he makes a big mistake there on outside zone 5 as Shanahan looks to get for that final outside zone. Up on the wall they go, across the line. We won't need long to find out. The light goes green. Here they go through the start line. Juha Rintanen through the gears, flicks the car across the circuit. Shanahan knows he can't let Rintanen get away. He's the fastest man around Sweden, but he is the fastest man around Finland, and it doesn't look that way as Shanahan applies the pressure, gives him the room to transition now. Shanahan pops a wheel over the curve, tries to shortcut outside zone 4, waits for the dive. Oh, tags Rintanen as they come through outside zone 5. Shanahan applying the pressure this time, and Rintanen can't get to the outside zone.
Oh, Rintanen, here we go.
Look at this, through the gears, they felt each other out. They know the car setups, they know the grip levels, and they fire in. Shanahan's dialed this car up. He wants more grip, he wants more power. Look at this though, Rintanen closer in the zone, on the wall he goes. Gives Shanahan the room to manoeuvre, they fire through, and Shanahan absolutely bails away. He now drives away away from Rintanen as Rintanen shortcuts the circuit to try and gain back lost ground. Rintanen now on the ropes against Shanahan on the wall.
I don't know what Conor Shanahan's done to that car. It's going to be interesting to see if Shanahan has the pace this time around, or will Rintanen come through and win this event like he did the last one. Shanahan dives in the chase position. Rintanen super wide to the wall. Look at that lead line from Juha Rintanen as he goes out to the edge of the circuit. Shanahan staying with him. Early transition. Shanahan almost smashes the back end off Rintanen's car, but they're both in this as they come towards the end. Shanahan struggling a little bit for pace, but as they go up to the wall, here we go. Rintanen to the wall. Shanahan up onto the door. That is top tier. Want to sit first in qualifying. He's got 1,000 horsepower in this GR86, and he's got all the speed in the world. He'll go for this one.
He certainly will. A win under his belt already this season, and certainly coming for such a wealth of experience. Big angle though, and it's cost him. He's a bit of an error there for Juha early on in the run, and it's really going to cost the score, I think. And I think he's going to have to focus on his second run, not what he was looking for. As Juha now just tries to clean it up and get it across the line, get it home, get himself back into the pits and just reassess himself.
They meet each other very early in the competition, but one that definitely want to jump up out of the way is Juha Rintanen. Needs to improve here. Early initiation from Juha. The car pitches into that first corner. Much more accurate here than he was on his first run. Fires to the course, a lot of left foot braking from Juha Rintanen, being very calculated on his approach here as he tries to make the perfect run happen through the zones. That's really nice on the outside as he comes to the wall. Very fluid from the Finnish driver, as we expect from him to be inch perfect around here. It's not as risky, it's not as wild, but it's definitely going to get the job done and get him into the show. Through the top 32, Rintanen would be the odd man out here if he can't get it done, and he's chasing in a very on-form Jakob Kroll, but neither of the drivers have any practice in the rain, so it could go either way. Jakob Kroll with a bit of a staggered initiation there, and he's off the track. Juha Rintanen will take the advantage straight away. Oh, look at Kroll, he's off the track again. Rintanen just sort of pausing in the chase position and saying, you figure out what you're doing, buddy, and I'll get back into this one later. Kroll again off the track, and 2 wheels over, and it has to be an incomplete at this stage for Jakob Kroll, as Juha Rintanen says, just on another wheel off the track. Jakob Kroll is on a mad one here as he goes to every single extremity on the circuit, and Jakob not getting that wet practice and not having the confidence he did in the dry, as Juha Rintanen says, I'm not getting involved. I'm not even getting involved in the battle, and I'm going to take the advantage. And that's the standard. They take out all the heating systems in these cars to make them lighter and more efficient. So let's see how they go. As now Juha Rintanen, all in his hands here, just has to put in a safe, steady run and get himself to the top 16. Easier said than done, but a nice job so far from Juha Rintanen as he takes it to the edge of the track. Nothing too crazy. This is where it gets real sketchy for the lead run. Got to stay off those marbles and not put too much angle in, and it's clever from Rintanen, but he almost toys with putting 2 wheels off. Only 1 wheel off for Juha Rintanen as Jakob Kroll tries to force the issue here. Now Rintanen just has 1 corner to go to get himself into that top 16 and stay in the championship fight. Easier said than done as he almost over-rotates the car. He does over-rotate the car.
Would you believe it?
Oh,
right when you thought he had nothing left to do, I was about to sing his praises, Dave. One more time if he has any hope of going through.
For sure, you can see Rintanen taking a big run at this in the chase position as Kroll is in the lead position. This is going to be interesting as they come into that first corner. You can see Rintanen coming in. Oh, a weird entry from Jakob Kroll. That was a bad entry, and he made a big mess, but he thought the car would weight transfer, and it did. And Rintanen had to deal with it immediately as they transition back. Rintanen now, oh, a little bit wild and a little bit wide. He hits Kroll there. It looked like Rintanen lost the back end of the car and used Kroll as a crutch to stay in this one. It's wet and wild here in Riga in the last battle of the top 32 as Jakob Kroll still in it. Rintanen still in it. I'm not sure what way the judges are going to see those first 2 corners. Looks like both drivers having mistakes as this is where Rintanen now goes onto the inside of the track. Kroll on the left foot brake. They're barely moving as they come around outer zone 6 as they slowly crawl towards the wall. And yeah, it has to be the last run of our top 32. Judges have to make a decision after this one. Only allowed one more time. And Juha Rintanen goes into the lead position. His championship hopes very much on the line here as he, oh, a weird initiation from him, and Kroll comes in way too fast but gets it done and makes contact. And again, the judges are sitting with their hands in their heads going, what do we have to do here? I think maybe Kroll comes in too hot in the chase position, but that's a very initial response from me. I could be wrong. Was anyone home?
Well,
That's
we're
the
about to
question.
find out.
Is anyone going to get around the track and actually get a clean run? Churba's in the lead. Juha Rintanen in the chase position. Track drying rapidly here in Riga as Churba throws in very early, very fast. Can he hold it? He just about holds it. No, he doesn't. Churba goes off the track. Expects there to be far more grip than there is, and Rintanen makes an evasive move to get out of the way. And now Churba hits that slippy patch in the middle. It's getting drier as we go. But this is another sketchy part for Churba as he just about gets away. Rintanen just trying to stay out of trouble, keep his nose clean as they come into this last section. But Rintanen's almost over-rotated. Churba's in the wall. Someone's got to finish a run here, and they do, but it looks to me like Churba has made the bigger errors we have on the back of that car. So here we go. Juha Rintanen in the lead position. Churba in the chase. Churba has to turn it all around here to stay in the fight.
He certainly does, Dave. He needs to force an error here from the chase position. He's going very aggressive right from the off here, but Juha Rintanen, oh, was there contact there? I don't know. They certainly got very close. Juha came offline now, gets back into it. Can Churba settle himself? Seems a little bit losing ground here. Big angle now, as you can start to see the drivers growing in confidence in the conditions out in the circuit now as it becomes a little bit more drivable, I feel. But Juha now just getting that line a little bit wrong. You can see a lot of drivers making that error, catching the wall there, just getting a little bit unsettled.
No, I wouldn't want to be a judge. He will climb up the championship here, but Michael Reichardt, this is the dream weekend. This is what he's been hunting for, and he's not backing down here.
No, Michael Reichardt is back with a vengeance here this weekend, and he's coming to take down Juha and get that place in the final four. But Juha Rintanen might have other ideas as both drivers pile on. Huge angle, but big straight in there from Michael Reichardt as he puts too much angle into the car, but he get back into it now, and Juha Rintanen comes for the door of Michael Reichardt, throws it deep into that outer zone, and both guys side by side as they cross the line.
Championship standings, but it doesn't matter right now because we've got two crazy drivers coming down the track at over 70 miles an hour as the track dries. Rintanen to lead in Reichardt.
Yeah, and here we go. Rintanen fires through the first corner, and Reichardt now getting a little bit out of line and shallows up into that inside section. Juha puts foot to floor here and starts to pull the gap here as Reichardt cuts the circuit to try and gain some proximity. Reichardt goes deep into outer zone 5 and they make contact and a spin, Dave.
I think that's contact. I think that's Reichardt hitting Rintanen there. That's just the first. We saw it happen all the way through. In the lead now, Jack Shannon can go hot here, expecting a fully dry track, maybe some patches still out there. Shanahan, no boot lid on the car, and he's come out absolutely flying. Huge initiation. Juha Rintanen, no answer for the initiation. Jack Shannon is like a rocket ship through the first two corners, but now Rintanen starts to turn the screw and get back into this one. Where is he in the smoke? There he is. Rintanen pops out on the door of Jack Shannon. Last minute dive as Shannon throws it out to the wall, and what a lead run this is as Juha Rintanen now just towards the end of the run gets up on the door and gets back in the fight.
Juha's fast through the circuit. Juha's always been fast. And here comes Shannon. Here comes Juha. They slam through the gears. Can they get it done on this final run in the final four? One spot left in the final. Here goes Juha. Here comes Shannon roaring behind him as Juha goes really wide. Shannon now punts down the door. As Juha starts to pull the gap now, can Shannon find the proximity? Big angle from Juha Rintanen. Shannon goes off the circuit. Shannon goes wide. Juha spins.
No, but hold on. Is that two incompletes at the same time, or what happened there? This weekend, as Juha Rintanen will guarantee third step on the podium as he comes off the line. I'm sure the Finnish flags will be waving in the grandstand as he passes in front of all you guys, because he has done you guys proud and he's right in the championship one. I think Juha Rintanen is just saying a safe run here just to get this one home and not do any more damage to that beautiful GR86.
Yeah, nice, just lapping the circuit just to come down in front of the grandstand, in front of the fans, and just, you know what, nice, no pressure run. The first time the pressure has been off all day, and what a way to take a podium finish here. He's been a real contender all season long. He's battled hard, and he'll go into the final two rounds, Dave, as a real contender.
A 98 on the board, first runs.
Juha Rintanen now. He was the winner in Sweden. Qualifying hasn't always been his strongest suit. But he's firing in here with a lot of intent in that first corner. Runs that GR86 right down towards the wall. Nice. Oh, backs off the throttle quite heavily there as he goes out to outer zone 2, transitioning back to the wall. He goes. It's nice and fluid through the center section of the course from Juha Rintanen as he's not afraid to scratch up that brand new chassis this year. Oh, a little bit wayward. He's going to watch the marbles there as he comes around the last corner. Yeah, there's a little bit of wavering in that one. But you know what, again, it's going to be a good score. And then he could come out of nowhere to be the new contender for the championship.
I love the belief in Dave's
Come
face.
on, Juha Rintanen, you can do it. Off the line he goes. He won in Sweden, but in top qualifying here in Germany. Perfect line so far from Juha Rintanen. Oh, a little wobble there as he goes for against outer zone 2. He's wide. Outer zone 3 from Juha Rintanen. Here we go as he fires back onto the wall. He goes. That is very smooth, very nice from Juha Rintanen. This is a really good run so far. Oh, and out to the wall he goes again. Juha Rintanen is absolutely unstoppable in this GR86 this year, and still very much that he should be the next championship contender. Time to shine.
Well, look, he's another wildcard driver that's made their way in this weekend and really started to make some moves. He was a Drift Masters driver before, so he knows the ropes. But look at this from Rintanen right to the edge of the circuit. Andreas Vasiliauskas not going to back down, though, not going to give him the room to manoeuvre as they fire into that long outside zone. Rintanen absolutely buried in deep, and look at the transition from Vasiliauskas, flicks it on angle, back on the throttle earlier than Rintanen, looks for the door once again, across the line. It was
and then they put all the panels back on. Well, here we go. Let's see who has any panels left at the end of this one as Rintanen now goes into the chase, has to dive early here as he goes into the first corner. Oh, Rintanen right on the door as Vasiliauskas goes hard into the wall. Vasiliauskas goes hard into the wall there. Now that could be a big error from Vasiliauskas. Did he go in too hot?
Yeah, he's upset his lead line massively, Dave. You can see him out of that outside zone 4. He has to work the back end of that BMW into the groove, back into that qualifying line. And that just opened the door.
He's going to have to overcome. And boy, with Korpolinski on the form he's on now, it's going to be tough.
It certainly is going to be tough. It's going to be even tougher right now, Dave, because look at the separation already. Juha Rintanen fires that little GR86 to the wall on a wave, but now Korpolinski does a little bit of shortcut and manages to get himself back into the mix at the moment. Rintanen into that wall, up onto it he goes. Smoke fired in the face of the cameras. Rintanen takes it to the wall. Big sparks, bang sparks once again. As Korpolinski... I'd say it's even Stevens right now, and it's going to come down to the second half of the run. That's where I see it.
Well, here we go. It's going to be Korpolinski in the lead. Oh, and Rintanen almost makes contact on the entry.
Wow.
It's getting messy.
It's getting very, very messy, and Juha Rintanen had to back out of that one massively. Korpolinski gets himself dialed, looks for this outside line, and that starts to make it work now as he nails it into outside zone 4. That big, long wall run, Rintanen in there, but I think he may have issues, or he's gripped that car up to the max. Look at this transition. Can't seem to hold the car in a right position on the circuit, right to the edge of the track.
Red, green, and here we go.
Yeah, here we go, through the gears they go. And Laurie Heinen already starting to fly away, rips down, bangs the back bumper off the wall, and Juha Rintanen looks to the side of that yellow and purple 180SX, but he's shallow and he nearly makes a mistake. Checks himself up on the inside as Laurie Heinen gets into the wall on outside zone 4. Absolutely door-to-door business as they absolutely fight this one out tooth and nail all the way around. Rintanen gets onto the door once again across the line.
Wow, and he's so closer, he can take a bigger risk here, and if he pulls it off, he'll win this battle, but easier said than done.
It certainly is easier said than done, and now separation on initiation once again as Laurie Heinen gives Rintanen the room to manoeuvre. Rintanen goes wide, looks for the wall. Laurie Heinen gives him the room. No dangerous transitions now. Heinen starts to reel him in. He knows he needs to get the job done here on the second half of the circuit. Heinen doesn't want to get left in a cloud of smoke, and he goes wide once again. Rintanen wheels over the white line, and Laurie Heinen on the door across the line. I don't know, Dave. That is too close for me.
Make a big statement here. Reserve character, but he's on line for the championship here, and Rintanen from Finland has to go extreme here. Rintanen, the GR86. 999 horsepower in this car as he fires in. Rintanen right out to the edge of the course. Another car with now a huge amount of overhang, and look right close to that inner zone. This is really good from Juha Rintanen as he fires into that next outer zone. Look at this, running straight out to the edge of the circuit as he fires down through that center section, then does go over the touch and go. Very wide line. These drivers taking a strange line through there, but this looks pretty good from Juha Rintanen. Very solid, very smooth, very consistent, and a guy that wants to be in the mix in the top 32. Never count out. Not sure what's going to happen tonight. Can Rintanen get it done?
Well, he's going to go for it. Look at this. He's wider than anyone else on that initiation. That's super wide for Rintanen. Oh, and he makes a mistake, and he comes off the foot brake a little early, and that upsets the line, and it's put him way wide on that inside zone 2. Now needs to get back into form, back into shape, as he puts the back end of this GR86 to the wall on outside zone 4. Transitions through the center of the circuit, nice and wide. Looks for 5, looks to get deep, and he does, as he now touches the back bumper off the wall as he goes for outside zone 6. Job done for Rintanen.
Yeah, he's on rails this year, on the line, and Rintanen has to go for it because he knows how good Zalewski is.
Well, he took a run in for this one, Dave, and you can see Zalewski took a wider line. He wanted to try and get away, but look at that initiation from both of them. Rintanen straight up onto the door. He dives into the pocket. He knows he can't let Zalewski get away. No mistakes need to happen from Rintanen's side if he wants any chance of a championship. And now, oh, tags him, tags Zalewski, and Zalewski starts to drive away as now Rintanen gets himself back into it. But could this be too much? Could he have lost it all already? Could he have thrown the battle away as Zalewski gets into those last 2 outside zones and takes it across the line?
Yeah, I'm not too sure if Juha Rintanen took it off the line. Same engines, though, as they come off the line. It's going to be Juha Rintanen. Oh, Zalewski tipping the grass on the way in. He wants this one. He's putting on a show here. Zalewski's going right in deep and up onto the door he goes. Zalewski trying to force a mistake from Juha Rintanen. As Rintanen on rails, not risking anything on angle there, just keeping it nice and smooth. As Zalewski tags the door heavy of Juha Rintanen. Zalewski's trying to force a mistake from the lead car. It's the only way he's going to get back into this fight. Expects Zalewski to go very close here, and he does. He's pushing Rintanen into the wall as they come around, but Rintanen holds strong. The flying Finn looks like he's got the job done this weekend. I think he's ready.
I think he's ready, but I think he's nervous as well, Dave. He's got to chase down Ite Sadeh. They come off the line through the gears. Sadeh throws that car from left to right, flicks it into that first outside zone. Juha Rintanen looks for the door, looks for the side, but don't count Ite Sadeh out of any fight. He took Shanahan down in Germany. Can he take down now the man that's hunting the championship? As Juha Rintanen parks his GR86 onto the door, but now loses a little ground. He goes for another little dive up into the door of Ite Sadeh's BMW as they fire into outside zone 5, and that was brave from Juha Rintanen as they get into 6. The fireworks are up from behind the wall, and Sadeh brings them home.
That is what it's all about. The job's done as Rintanen chases down that championship. He's got to fly out the blocks here.
He certainly has. He's got to put down the lead run of his life, but he's going to open the door for Ite Sadeh now as he puts the back end of that GR86 to the wall. Through that inside zone he comes. Ite Sadeh is with him though. On the back bumper he goes. Looks for the side now. Needs to claim that proximity. He's very shallow as Ite Sadeh. Doesn't gain the proximity that he needs as they fire through the centre of the circuit. One last chance to make a big dive, and he goes for it into outside zone 5, but he's shallow. Both of them are shallow. There's wobbling and they're waving, and they just can't seem to get control as they get it across the line. Himself and the car.
This has got to be it for Juha Rintanen as they come off the line through the gears. The flames erupt up into the grandstands as Korpelinski fires in. Late initiation from Rintanen as now he starts to reel in Korpelinski. Korpelinski absolutely dialed on that lead run, goes close to the wall. Rintanen fires through, has to start making the move now as Rintanen reels in the Polish driver as the flames shoot into the grandstands. Korpelinski, this is the dangerous part. Rintanen got a dive across the dark, big dive from Rintanen, got all the pace, all up onto the door, and all up in his business. Korpelinski is perfect, Rintanen's perfect, no separation.
Wow.
This is for a space in the semi-final, the top 4. Rintanen in the lead, Korpelinski in the chase. Look at Korpelinski, almost takes the front off his car. Rintanen, as they go into the wall, Rintanen tags the wall. Korpelinski right up on his bumper as Rintanen now uses that pace to get through. Korpelinski makes a brave dive, but not as close as we expected. Now he starts to turn the screw as Korpelinski gets up onto the door. Rintanen wide on the outside, Korpelinski up on the door. The transition's got to be brave from Korpelinski. It's not as brave as Rintanen's. Now it is. Up onto the door, up onto the wheel. Wow, this stuff is incredible. What a run from Rintanen and Korpelinski. Play for here. Your top 3 finish in Drift Masters, no joke for anybody. And here we go. It is Rintanen to chasing Korpelinski for the last spot in the final 4.
Yeah, look at this. And Rintanen wants it. He goes for it. But look at Korpelinski dialed on the outside zone, puts foot to floor, tries to drive away. But Juha Rintanen's jumped onto the back bumper. Nice transition. And look at this from Juha Rintanen. He's out of the outside zone. And Rintanen's making a hash of this one. He starts to fall away. He starts to make mistakes as they fire through the centre of the circuit. Rintanen goes for a big dive onto the door. But Korpelinski looks rock solid in outside zone 5. Korpelinski on the wall, across the line, but Rintanen mistakes all over the show. Korpelinski and into that final 4. And here we go, off the line they go. Korpelinski to chase down Juha Rintanen. Through the gears they go. Korpelinski knows the pace, he knows the grip in that GR86, and it's shallow from Juha Rintanen. He wants to try and drive away, but that's not going to happen in Korpelinski's day as Korpelinski once again looks for the side of that GR86. They're into that outside zone, and Korpelinski wobbling and wavering, keeping that proximity as he pushes Juha Rintanen across the circuit. Outside zone 5 and waits for both of them as they get into it. Rintanen fires on the angle. Korpelinski closes the door. Korpelinski goes wheel to wheel.
It's just so good.